Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. You're looking at the SU-14-2, the school bus, the Tier 8 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the northeast corner of Arctic Region under the command of Oxagon. Game on. Well, in this game he's got Soul Collector, who's in a Scorpion. There he is, going off to snipe at the enemy. And Oxagon, well... Oh, has he stopped to send a message? And he's moving his 3 marked Arty, the school bus, SU-14-2, which was, there were only 2 of them actually, as far as we know, and one of them is still around at Kubinka. Okay, aiming down range on the heavy route, and ooh, an enemy tank has come into sight. It's a GeForce. He's lining up on that one. Rounds out. Oh, that's a big hit. Penetrating shot. And the GeForce was killed by Soul Collector. Now, this 203mm howitzer is capable of 900 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armor with 42.19 seconds reload. And we saw that, well, he managed to get a low roll penetration on that GeForce, which kind of cribbed his game because he's now back in the garage. Okay. Rounds out in the Ferdinand. Well, I think that would have splashed him. At the very least, that would have done some splash damage. Now got a T10, who's being kind of enticed around the corner by our batch at 12 ton. And Soul Collector's getting ready to fry him if he does come round far enough. Yes, the Batchat's flirting with him at the moment. And saying, here I am, come and get me. Of course, the enemy knows what he's there for, that he's actually trying to assist him to come around the corner. Lovely direct hit on the Wizzy 111 GFT. FT standing for Fake Tank, according to Jingles. I think it is actually Fake Tank. I suppose wargaming had to be inventive because the Chinese did use a number of nations' different vehicles. We actually looked at the SPG line for the Chinese, and up until they actually gained independence as the Chinese Republic, rather not the Republic as say. Oh, that's another kill. 332 from the direct hit, and then he got fried afterwards. No, it wasn't until the Chinese Communist Party took over that they started building their own stuff, and most of the stuff they built was based on Soviet designs. Of course, the Soviets were very happy to supply the designs, and the Chinese were very happy to copy it, as they copy most things. And that's not a slander or a slur against them. They do copy things massively, and sometimes very ineffectively as well. Well, we're looking at that T10, but he just doesn't want to come around the corner, and he doesn't want to engage with our guys at the moment. And from that position, he's actually in a very dangerous position, although there is a ground depression there. If he pulls back, yep, then Oxagon fires the round in. Direct hit, 342, good shot. And he picked up stun assist straight away. 508 just off that one alone. So they're 2 up on the enemy at the moment. You'll be pleased to know that this is a 2 replay video as well, because Oxagon likes to practice, and practice hard, and he says it's the best games from his evening when he does it. Rounds out. Oh, it was too close to that rock, and unfortunately the shell veered to the left and, yeah, hit the rock instead. Okay, looking over this side of the map for a brief moment, I think we saw a Scorpion. Or was it Skoda? difficult to tell. But there's the Ferdinand. He's made his way all the way down into the gully, and the Kunz has got the better of him. The Kunzpanzer's blocking him from backing up against the rock. But no, what we've spotted over here is a ENJ0Y. And down here, oh, it was a Skoda that we saw earlier. Unfortunately, our Kunzpanzer goes down to the G-Saw. Rounds out in the Skoda, who moves away, but he does get stunned at the very least. Something you may find interesting, actually, is that all those people who do leave comments, by the way, we received a comment just the other day, and I think I did mention this on a previous video, where somebody did not know that their video had actually been done. It wasn't on What Arty Noobs, it was on our sister channel, The General. I did a replay for their Pools Medal victory, and they didn't know it had actually been turned into a video. 306 hit points of damage on the Skoda. Yes, they didn't know that they had a video of their game actually on YouTube, and it was only when YouTube recommended it to them that they suddenly discovered that there was a video of them playing. Of course, we do leave a message on the replay to say that your video is located at this URL, but he didn't actually see that. And the Skoda goes down, shot from above. Now, they've got a Leopard prototype up there who's repositioning. It looks like he's going to try and attack the guys in the gully. Yep, he's trying to. And one of the guys in the gully happens to be Soul Collector. In the meantime, on the west side of the map, we've got a couple of enemy tanks assaulting our UDES 16. And we're not loaded yet, so unfortunately the UDES goes down. We're lining up a shot. Rounds out. Looks good. Oh my god, it's a penetrating shot on the ENJ0Y. He's not going to be happy about that. He suddenly lost 817 hit points, which is a low roll. But there's nobody between us and him, so it's more than likely he's going to turn around and scarper in our direction to try and collect us. Soul Collector did come out of the gully victorious, and I think the enemy is now trying to get back to their own cap. We can't see where the ENJ0Y is, but we fire the round in. Oh, there he is. And yes, they're now in tremendous problems because they're caught between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, because we've got a T-44 one side, the T-28 Prot the other, and the Centurion 5-1. Oh, he does take out the Prot. In fact, they did kill all the enemy tanks who were bottling them in, the T-44 and the Prot. But they've just lost one of their guys. Their Kunzpanzer was taken down by Soul Collector, who's right up in the corner now. We are capping, so they have to get back to their own cap. And I don't think they're going to have the time to kill Oxagon if they did head in our direction. So I think he's safe. And that's it. They capped out to win. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the SU-14-2, one of the more difficult arties to play. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 9, a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points to his own vehicle, and he also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from that game, 4,037, which is super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. Surprisingly, the Kunzpanzer on the enemy team managed 4,141 hit points, but Soul Collector ended his game. Second highest damage went to Oxagon with 4,099. And the third highest damage in the game turned out to be the GeForce 1010 on the enemy team with 3,059 hit points of damage. When it came to Soul Collector, he actually got 2,837, so he wasn't hanging about. And in fact, he did get the highest number of kills in the game. He got 4 kills. 3 kills went to the BZ-68 and also to the Centurion 5-1 on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to the Kunzpanzer, the T-95, who also picked up a steel wall. and on the enemy team, just their Kunstpanzer. Oxagon didn't get any kills, but of course that enhanced his ability to get the Confederate, because more of his tanks counted towards the total. When it came to base XP, he's top on that one, so at least he got the top in one of the columns. 1,157 went to Oxagon, 1,120 went to Soul Collector, so he's second on XP. In fact, the platoon were right at the top of the table. They were the only two who managed to get over 1,000 base, with the BZ-68 coming up behind with 952. He fired 11 rounds, a decent number of rounds in the battle, 6 direct hits, 2 penetrating shots, and 10 splash. We saw which ones the penetrating shots were. The Char Future 4 took a massive 883 hit points. Still a low roll, but it was enough to cripple him and make him an easy kill for the other teammates. The other one that he managed to get the penetrating shot on was a Wizzy 132, 817 hit points. A very low roll, that one, but it still crippled him, made him very vulnerable from there on in the game. He also got 4,099 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did get 201 hit points of damage assistance and 1,631 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a premium count, he earned a profit of 31,104 credits, and he got XP of 1,735. So, a good game to start with. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second game is on the south spawn of Prokhorovka. Okay, it looks like Oxagon's going to fire from behind the bush to start with, because he's going to be loaded fairly quickly. Standard reload for him is 32.98, as I said before. 42.19 is the standard reload by the book. So he has saved himself 10 seconds on reload. Now he's aiming downrange to just the other side of that rock. There's nearly always some heavy or some medium that pokes there to try and get a look and see where our guys are. That rock does provide somewhat of protection against enemy fire. If they try to hug it, obviously it does the opposite, because it makes it very easy for you to hit them. Yep, it's a lurver. Rounds out. Direct hit. 310. Kind of predictable, that. Okay, apart from the lurver, we can also see a Chrysler GF. And up on the hill, they've got a heavy tank as well. No, it's a medium tank. But we've got a couple of tanks up there, so they'll keep us updated. He's almost reloaded, going for the lurver. I keep rocking backwards and forwards, trying to put the shell off. Nope, gets hit again. 216. Now, one of the things you may have noticed is that the Oxagon's not using a camo net at all. Because this is an enclosed Arty, it's actually more beneficial to use the vents on the vehicles, so you can actually beef up your crew, which also increases the rate of reload. He's going to go for the Chrysler, rounds out, and direct hit again. 331. All adds up. Now, of course, actually, this Arty was only enclosed towards the actual start, or after the war had started. Originally, the SU-14 that was made was an open Arty with a 152mm howitzer, and then, of course, they altered it, and they added a radio to it, and then after that, they added the enclosed structure. The SU-14-1 is still in the game, but now it's actually a collector's vehicle. 488 on that one. Used to be that the SU-14-1 was in the tech tree, but they decided to put it into the collector's tab because they already had a tier 7 Arty, which of course was the S51. Of course, none of the S51s ever saw service because, well, they couldn't make it work without it shaking itself to pieces. Okay, he's gone to the familiar bushes. I say familiar bushes because I've actually fired into that spot myself on a blind shot and hit what was in there. Does happen. Another direct hit. 319 hit points. Well, yeah, that leopard could have avoided knocking those trees down, but he seemed to like to do so. Okay, who are we to will take advantage of that situation. We can see where the enemy Arty shells are coming from. He's definitely on the other side of the railway line. So he's probably in the tree line at the top of the railway line. That's the first shot, which actually didn't yield a full result or an actual impact. Only 139 from a near miss. Now, in the book, they actually have this down as 30 kilometers an hour maximum speed. But if you've ever seen any film of an SU-14 moving about, it's not very fast at all. In fact, the T-35 tank that it was based on was a very slow, heavy tank indeed. Oh, that was a beautiful shot, that one. The Chrysler, he judged exactly where the guy was going to have to turn after coming up the bank. And he just laid the shot in there and got a lovely impact. That Chrysler is going to go down to the next impact. He's a one shot for most of the tanks in the game. And in fact, yep, there you go. He's out. Now, there's an awful lot of enemy tanks that came over the hill, are threatening the other side of the railway line at this end now. And our guys are being kind of forced into the corner. Got a Centurion 7-1, tier 9. It's a tier 9 game with tier 8 tanks in it. He got 435 off the splash. And yeah, as that guy backs away, he's taking fire. And we're picking up stun assist. A massive amount of stun assist off that one alone. Huge amount. In fact, there's close to 1,000 hit points of stun assist merely off that Centurion 7-1. Okay, we've got a brass the other side of the railway line. Rounds out, long flight time. Well, splash for 58. The Lerva will go down to the next shot. He's only got 88. Shells are being fired in his direction, but it looks like it's going to have to be up to Oxagon to put him out the game. Here we go. Rounds out. And he's out the game. Somebody was pointing out to me the other day, I believe it may have been Steve Walsh, that if you do actually get down to the point where you are a one-shot for the enemy, basically all you can do from that point on is play a supporting role. It's very difficult to play offensively when you are only one shot because you're constantly trying to dodge the next kill. And look at those two, just went down one after the other, taken out by the same guy, the Conway of Tyran E. Now, I didn't mention it, but Tramsey and Soul Collector are both in this game. Tramsey's in the UDES 14.5 and Soul Collector's in the M41D, and they're still active on this side of the map. You can see Soul Collector's actually acting as our eyes at the moment. He's up the far end. Now, we fired that one anticipating that the Brass would continue moving forward, and he didn't. Looks like this is going to be a fairly long battle. We're one up on the enemy, but they do have the advantage in most of the map belongs to them. Their thrust that went down to the southeast corner and then cut across the railway line has failed. There is an EBR-75 FL-10 over there. As far as we know, there is another enemy medium tank, which I think is the Kunstpanzer, down in the corner as well. They haven't been heard of since. In fact, the Lerva is saying pay attention to that area. We're maintaining our aim at the Barask. A shot just came in at the conway from the enemy RT. On this game, they've got two RTs, a GW Tiger P and an M53 M55. On our team, we lost one of our RTs, which was a 212A. Mind you, Oxagon puts out enough fire, accurate fire, to compensate for losing an RT. One of the things he's aiming at the moment is that bush. If there is an enemy, he might be there. Right, the Kunstpanzer that was down in the corner just got himself spotted, and he's out the game. So we've now got a 2-tank advantage. And yet again, we've gone back to this bush, just in case the Barask might be there. Okay, Soul Collector's moving up to try and find information. And he's found someone. There we go. It's a Hori 1. Takes a splash for 67. But now's the time for our guys to pile in on him. And we're getting the stun assist. Masses of it. 1,070 off that stun alone. So even a tiny little splash of 67 hit points yielded over 1,000 of stun assist. So yes, that was an extremely valuable shot. And he's still taking damage. Rounds out. This could be a kill shot. It is. Wow. Two very useful shots there by Oxagon. His scores are now absolutely phenomenal. Just under 3k of actual damage and 2.5k of stun assist. And we found the Ferdinand on the enemy team. And one of the RTs has just been spotted, the M53. So it means the GW Tiger's probably the other side of the railway line. We're waiting for the reload to complete before he launches the shell at him. Rounds out, looks good. Oh, it went long. Only 72 hit points, but we're already picking up the stun assist off this guy. He marks the target. In fact, it's Tramsy who's marking the target on this occasion, saying, hit that one, guys. Oh, this is good. I think that may have been Tramsy who actually got the shot in there. And now we've got Soul Collector. Oh, well, it looks like one of the enemy RTs has actually decided to go the other side of the railway line. The M53 is definitely over there. I think he's going to find the GW Tiger P is also over there. And yes, he's found them. In fact, the GW was on this side and he was damaged already. He went down. And now Soul Collector wants his Pascucci's. Can we help him? Be nice if we could stun this guy. It looks like he's getting ready to aim. Okay, we can splash him. Oh, no, we're going to let Soul Collector collect the Pascucci's on his own. I think he's already damaged the guy. In the meantime, we're going for the Barask, who's down in the south and trapped in the bowl. Rounds out. Oh, kill shot! Meanwhile, Soul Collector did get the kill, so he has picked up a Pascucci's medal. And that means now there's only one enemy left. It's a Barask. He's probably down in... Oh, he's up on the hill. There he is. He went for the high ground. And now it looks like Soul Collector... No, Tramsy actually is shooting at him. There's Tramsy. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage. Rounds out. Oh, they get very close. But that is a kill for Oxagon. Well, I now understand why Oxagon held back his last shot on and didn't shoot the M53, M55. It wasn't just that Soul Collector could pick up his Pascucci. It was because he only had one round left and he wanted to place it on the last enemy. And it turned out by killing that last enemy, he picked up a very unusual medal, something which I've got quite a few times in Arty. And it's so... very much a joy when you do get it. That was an ace tanker game for Oxagon in the SU-14-2. He got a fighter badge for taking out at least 4 enemy vehicles. He got 4 exactly. A bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12. And here's the medal that, yes, it's very unusual to get. Faden's medal, killing the last enemy with the last round in your magazine. Most people will basically waste away their ammunition. They get a fake Faden's by deliberately toying with the last enemy tank and then making sure that they can use their last round to kill that enemy off. In the case of Oxagon, he knew he only had 1 round left, but he had to place it in the right spot to get the last kill, and he did do that precisely. Tramsey and Soul Collector both went in very, very close to that last enemy. I'm not sure if Oxagon was actually in communication with them at that moment, said, hold back, I've got this shell for him. But no, it's beautiful whenever you see a Faden's medal earned by an Arty player, especially if they were unaware that that was their last round. In fact, that's happened to me a few occasions where I fired in my last round to kill the last enemy, didn't realize it was my only round left in the mag. He also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, and combined damage was about 6.5k in total. His win rate 5,503, Super Unicum standard, and a lot more. Let's have a look at team score. When he didn't get the highest damage in this game, because yes, that went to the ENJ0Y that happened to belong to Tramsey. Yes, Tramsey got the highest damage. 3,763 hit points went to him. He picked up a Confederate in that game. Then we've got Oxagon with 3,376. And in third place, we've got the Conway with 2,925, just beating that Leopard prototype. There's Soul Collector. Soul Collector got a Pascucci's and Patrol Duty in that game in the M41D. Only 1,191, but he did do a lot of spotting in that game, and you'll see why he got a lot of spotting later on. When it came to kills, the Conway did the best with 5 kills. 4 kills went to Oxagon. 2 kills, well, that went to the T10, the Lorraine 40 ton, and of course to Soul Collector. And on the enemy team, the only player to get more than 1 kill was the M53, M55, and only 5 players actually managed to get kills on the enemy team. The rest I've got 1 or 2 or nothing. So let's have a look at base XP. Yes, this is what I'm saying about the spotting by Soul Collector. Yes, Soul Collector in this game. He got that Pascucci's and that Patrol GT, but look at that spotting. 7,517 hit points of spotting. He was really spotting hard for his team there and generated huge amounts of spotting assists. Massive game for him. And in second place on base XP, we've got Oxagon with 1,357. And in third place, yes, it's Tramsey, 1,047. And yet again, his platoon are the only ones to get over 1,000 base. And look at that score for Sokolet. That's a really, really high base XP. Very well done indeed. Oxagon fired 16 rounds. That's all the ammunition he had. 8 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot and 15 splash. Damage of 3,376 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4, and he got 3,147 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he made a profit of 25,804 credits, and he also took away 2,035 experience points altogether. But what a great result. 2 great games, one after the other. First, we get the one on Arctic Region, where he gets the Ace, the Gauze, and the Confederate. And then the follow-up one with the Ace, the Fadens, and a Gauze. Yep, very well played indeed. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm and it might get your video noticed by more people. And thank you for watching.